And you're obviously not playing tonight. You just went through a pretty intense workout. How are you feeling a week out from the season about just kind of your readiness?
I feel really good. I feel like I'm in good shape since the beginning. Finding the rhythm. I think playing the Olympics helped that. Not having such a long layoff. I was, when you play in the Olympics, that's one of the hopes, that you can kind of stay in shape and maintain that through. And so that was our goal going into the summer, and I feel good.
You did. I think 3 threes the first few games of preseason. How's the shot feel?
My shot feel good. I put a lot of work in on it, and it was working for me during the Olympics. So, it's pretty similar there. You want to carry that over. So, it feels good. I take it.
Nobody knows your body better than you. What went into the decision to take tonight off and then come back for the preseason?
Well, I think, it's about to get real. I always want to play in that last preseason game. That's kind of your dress rehearsal. So you want to play in that. With playing in the Olympics, I didn't have much time off. Training camp was 5 weeks after our last game. For guys that went in the playoffs, some was worse than that. But I can speak for myself. And taking a week off and getting right back into it for that, getting back from the Olympics and taking 8-9 days off and then getting right back into it because you got the season right around the corner. Didn't take much time off, so with this really being the last opportunity to do that and make sure my body is fully ready to go. I think even with missing the first few days of camp, when I came in, I wanted to jump right in. I have been going super hard with Travis, in the meantime, while I was away from the team for those first few days. And then I just rolled right into camp going, and even trying to take that to another level. And I feel like I'm in a good place. And so, just want to make sure I got my legs all the way under me and, everything feeling good and moving the way my body's supposed to be moving to, prevent injury. So, I feel like I'm in a good space. I feel like tonight is good for me to kind of, get the body all the way right. Some tune-up stuff with Rick and the training staff to really get everything going right and, get ready for Friday. Because that's, like I said, that'll be a full dress rehearsal for it.
Your roster reconstruction this summer, prioritize shooting, spacing, offense, obviously. What do you think about the defense and the difficulty to maintain? You got top 5 last year to maintain that.
You have to if you want to win. And that's, that if I don't care what you do, whether you dribble, pass, shoot, rebound the ball, a thing that must be constant on a winning team is good defense. And so you don't have to be the best defender in the world, but you have to give effort. If you give effort on that side of the floor, that's then it's my responsibility to help cover where some guys may lack. That's the makeup of a team, But the one thing you can't cover for is if someone doesn't give effort. So, not the most dominant defensive team, on paper, but as a leader, as someone who loves that side of the floor, that's on me to make sure that standard is upheld, and that has to come from on the floor, guys holding each other accountable. So everybody's capable of playing defense. Are you being held accountable? Are you giving that effort? And it's on me as a leader to make sure that happens.
On the other side of the ball, when Steve talks about you being aggressive offensively, what does that mean from your perspective?
I think just, really playing downhill, pushing the tempo, taking the shots. If I get in the paint, look to finish, look to score. I'm always past the ball. That's number one, that's what I enjoy doing, but that's also, I think I'm pretty decent at it, and that's a huge part of my role in this offense, so I'm always do that, but when the shot is there, take it. And I'm going to do that. So that's kind of what it means to me, I suppose.
He said he had a little talk with you before the Portland game about taking a couple threes each game. Is that something that excites you?
I'll probably take like 5, but yeah. Absolutely.
5 per?
Yeah.
Per score.
We'll see. It's 5 over 1 there. Watch out.
We talked about that dynamic of you guys having championship veterans and young lottery picks. During training camp, how's that come together?
I think it's coming together well. It's a good mixture of guys. I think even with the young guys, like, one thing that's really jumped out at me is guys know how to move the ball. Make the extra pass, get in the teeth of the defense, kick out. That's been good to see them. Belly, I didn't know Belly could make plays like that off the dribble. I had no fucking clue. And then I've been spending a little time with him. He's like, yeah, man, when I was overseas, I won EuroLeague MVP. That's what I was. I made plays, I shot the ball, then I came here and they just made me a spot-up shooter. So that's what I do. But man, I know you can make plays like that. And, that's good to see. That's good to know. Because when you got a jump shot like that, teams are gonna close out at you harder. For him to be able to put the ball on the floor like that and make plays, I think. For the most part in all his career, he's played with traditional bigs. So, where he may not have the athleticism to get into the paint and finish over guys, that's usually a problem or I wouldn't necessarily say a problem, but that's usually something you face when you have a traditional big. And, we don't really play traditional basketball. So when he's getting in the paint, he can either finish or now you got somebody rotating and then he's making the right play. And so that's good to see because he'll have those opportunities. And, with him making plays like that, that'll be good. So,
I want to ask you about what Jordan has done offensively in the preseason, the excitement level like that, but also as we flip it to the defensive end, what he needs to give you guys from 2
I think, as I've always said, he works hard. And that shows in the improvements that he's made this year. On the defensive end, like I said, it's just a matter of giving effort, wanting to play defense. I think, nobody's just good at defense. Like, you don't grow up like, I gotta be good at defense. Like, no one grows up like that. Being good at defense is a will and a want to do that. And as I said before, as a leader of this team, I have to make sure that happens. Whether he wants to or not, it's his business. But as a leader, I have to make sure that happens.
Do you think these new rules about, you can't jump in foul, do you think that'll help defenses at all, or is it just, are we too far gone with modern offense, modern defense?
I think it does help. I think it will. I don't know. Can't say does, but I think it will. I think over the course of my 10 years, I've seen some point, going into my 10th year, I've seen some point of emphasis not making it too far past the preseason. So we'll see how long this one goes. But it's very funny seeing some of them shits not get called. As a defender, that's exciting because, I've spoke on it before. You feel like as a defender, like you can't do anything. Like everything is tailored to the advantage for the offensive player. So, as a defender, it's exciting to me. I remember when the rules first came out, we was on the bus like the way in practice. I started yelling like, "Yeah, motherfuckers, y'all ain't getting away with that shit no more." But it was that was a fun time. But yeah, we'll see. At the end of the day, guys in this league already. I think the skill in this league is probably at an all-time high. And so, guys don't score in basketball regardless, but it does help to know that, you know, you'll have more of a fair opportunity as a defender, and guys can't just cheat the system, because guys got really good at cheating the system, so that's good to see.
You mentioned being a leader. I thought you said an interesting thing on the day you reported, just talking about the rookies. You want to lead them, but you got to learn who they are first. You got to learn what they'll react to. How's that kind of established during training camp? Are you getting to know those guys?
You definitely getting to know them, you know. I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's been 13 days since I first started practice. You know, and so you're still kind of figuring everybody out, but you quickly see tendencies. Like, you quickly see Moses Moody in there fucking, like, arm checking Dwight Howard.
Yep.
You know, like, it's like, oh shit. You know, so that kind of gives you a sense of who he is, right? And so once you start to really see stuff like that, you know, that helps get to know a guy as well. You know, so, you know, just really sitting back and paying attention, again, getting to know guys, and you build on that. That it just doesn't come. You know, trust is earned. You can't just walk in somebody's face like, oh, you need to trust me because I've done X, Y, and Z. Because quite frankly, I didn't come in this league like, oh man, you've done this, I respect you. No, you gotta earn my respect. I don't give a fuck what you've done. And so I approach younger guys like that. Like, just because I'm Draymond and done what I've done, that does not require your respect. Your respect has to be earned, and your trust has to be earned. And so that's how I try to approach it, the way I looked at it.
Thanks, Draymond. Appreciate you.